Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Quest for Knowledge. Today we are going to learn about the summary of With the Photographer written by Stephen Leacock. First, let's learn about the author. Stephen Leelock, 1869 to 1944, was a Canadian humorist, author, and an economist. He was known for his wit and satire. That is, he was known for his intelligence and humor. He wrote extensively, producing humorous essays which caused laughter, and stories that highlighted the absurdities. Absurdities is ridiculous and unreasonable things of everyday life. His most famous work is Sunshine Sketches of a Little Town in 1912, which captures the quirks of small town life in Canada. Stephen Leacock was also a respected academic teacher who taught political science and economics at McGill University. So, this was about the author Stephen Leacock. Coming to the summary, first let's have a small introduction of this story. This story with the photographer is written by Stephen Leacock and it describes one of the incidents faced by Leacock with a photographer in a studio where he visits to have his photograph taken, but he is unintentionally humiliated. He was made feel ashamed and insecure by the photographer. During the early times, there were no smartphones and other brand gadgets, so people were supposed to visit studio to be photographed. This story exposes the theme of humiliation, self-respect, insecurity, and appearance. That's how a man who just wanted to be photographed had to face such humiliation and bear insult just because of his face. So, the first paragraph is about no enthusiasm. On seeing Leacock, the photographer did not show any kind of enthusiasm and he asked him to sit and wait. Then Leacock says in his essay in this story that he waited for an hour. Then Leacock read The Ladies' Companion for 1912, the Girls' Magazines for 1902, and the Infants' Journal for 1888. Then he began to see that he had done an unwarrantable thing in breaking in on the privacy of this man's scientific pursuits with a face like his. After an hour, the photographer asked the author to come in and sit down. The author sat down in a beam of sunlight which was filtered through a sheet of a factory, and there was a curtain hung against a frosted skylight. After wasting a lot of time by crawling back into the machine again and again, coming front in the machine again and in front of the machine again and again, drawing a black cloth over himself, tearing at the cotton sheet and the window panes with a hooked stick, the photographer came with a disappointed face and he said that Leacock's face was wrong. Then here comes the humiliating moment. This was the most humiliating moment for the author because for a good picture, a happy face and a happy mood is required, which the photographer had completely spoiled by commenting about Leacock's face. The photographer pointed out a number of faults by criticizing and condemning his face, heads and ears by saying, "I don't like your head. The ears are bad. I don't like the face," ultimately making the author feel angry and he develops a sense of insecurity within himself. So the author felt insecure about himself. The photographer was a mysterious man and instead of focusing on how to make the photo better and elegant, he was searching for the faults on Leacock's appearance. Distorted photo. The photo which the author finally received was completely different and distorted. It was completely edited of his real face and figure. It did not look like author's original photo. The photography was very poor and disappointing. The author's eyebrows were removed in the photograph and his mouth was adjusted a little, which was not looking like the author's face. The photographer had no guilt of his mistakes, but instead he shamelessly said that he had used a process named the Delphite for removing them. Delphite process is a process which could replace features. He had even removed the hair which were present on the author's face. Unable to control his aggression. So here Stephen Leacock couldn't control his anger, and the author Stephen Leelock uttered about his expectation that he came to receive a photograph which looked exactly like him, but he actually looked in and how he actually looked in real. But the photographer has completely destructed his appearance just to show off his photography skills and his status. Then the author asked the photographer to keep the art of photography with himself because for him it was totally worthless and useless. By the end, the author left the studio with tears. So, this was all about with the photographer. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.